What's up, guys? This is episode 2 of the Raw Talent podcast with me and Nico. If you guys didn't see episode 1, it's on YouTube and SoundCloud. You guys should check it out. But what we like to do on this podcast is basically talk about some things trading related and other things are not, kind of to give everyone a glimpse into our life outside of the trading world. So I went on Twitter and I asked for a couple questions about what you guys want to talk about, and I guess we'll just like dive right into it. So the first
Sounds
thing
good.
that
Yeah.
the first thing that people want to talk about is a reality check for people who think they can make millions and millions of dollars with only 1 to 2 hours of work with a laptop from anywhere in the world. And this is something that we both really want to talk about because we know what it takes now to kind of quote unquote make it in this world. And when I say make it in the trading world, I mean just make a consistent profit. And there's a bunch of stuff like online and on Instagram and all, like, we live in a world where social media kind of takes over everything. So when you see kind of people out there kind of trading from a beach, or with, it's easy to make $1,000 with a laptop from anywhere. Yeah, that shit is all possible. But if you talk to any real trader,
Big red
they'll
flag.
tell,
Yeah.
yeah, they'll tell you that they hate trading like on a laptop. They hate trading on a mobile setup because you can't see shit, you can't do shit. It's just so difficult. So
You
what I
feel
kind of,
blind. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, literally exactly. So I actually used to be a degenerate and trade on vacation all the time with my laptop, and it kind of took me to lose money a bunch of times on vacation to kind of realize that, like, it's not even worth it, and it's not worth it to just have one laptop with one chart trading something, because essentially the only reason that we trade on vacation is to be able to pay for vacation, but we already have it. It's just a stupid mental thing. So have you ever traded on vacation, or like done any of that stuff, or traded from a laptop, or traded
Oh
from a
God,
beach or
even
anything?
worse, just trading from, your phone. I mean, I know a
Yeah.
lot of people do it, and some people seem to be okay at it, but it's definitely not for me. I'm okay monitoring a position on the phone, or, you
Yeah,
know,
same. I'm okay with like monitoring a position after the fact, just kind of
yeah,
checking with it and wiggling with it after the fact, but kind of executing off
no
a
way.
laptop or
Yeah.
executing off only what you see on a phone is too difficult for me. But again, a lot of people are kind of fooled with the idea that it's really easy to make money in the stock market. All you have to do is short pump and dumps and buy the good companies. And if it was that easy, the statistic wouldn't be that 90% of traders fail. So that's something that's kind of interesting that everyone should kind of start to recognize, is that, trading is not easy. It takes a lot of work. It takes more than 1 to 2 hours of work a day. The best people that I know that are making the most amount of money consistently backtest their strategy every single day or every single weekend. So I don't know if you kind of review your trades after, or you have a log, Nico, but what I kind of like to do is I like to print out a chart with my entries and exits and just have them to the side in like a specific folder that I kind of look back on every
That's
Saturday
cool. So you
morning.
actually you actually print them out.
Yeah, so I print them out because they have like the arrows, like the short arrow and the long
Sure.
arrow, like my actual executions. So I kind of just print those out and I get them ready for Saturday morning. So I wake up Saturday, like drink a coffee, eat the breakfast, and then I just sit down at my desk and kind of put my chart on the desk and pull up the actual chart on my computer to see how I executed it and how I could have done better, what I did good, what I did bad, and how I could kind of improve from that. And if you're not kind of just reviewing your trades every week or every day or whatever it is, like, you're at a disadvantage because I'm the person that's trying to take your money. So you have to be smarter than me. You have to work harder than me to be profitable. So
That's a
you
tall
can't,
order.
yeah, you can't do it with just 1 to 2 hours sitting at a beach, like it's difficult. Like, it's fun. Yeah, it's cool. You get a nice Instagram picture, you get a nice Facebook picture, whatever it is, but it's not easy to make money in this game. It's not easy, but it becomes easier if you consistently backtest your stuff. So what do you
Sure.
do to like kind of make sure that you stay sharp every day and make sure you get everything going?
Oh gosh, I mean, for me, with the balance of family and everything going on, and then making sure I'm trading every day and trading well and sharp-minded, doing my best, making good decisions, even if good decisions mean you're not making money. I mean, sometimes good decisions means you're losing money, and it's still the right decision.
Correct.
But
So it's like saying like no matter what, even if you have a setup that's foolproof, it's not going to work 100% of the time.
no,
It'll work
never.
8 out of 10 times, it'll work 9 out of 10 times. So you have to kind of recognize that that one time out of 10 that it didn't work is not a flaw on like it's not a flaw on the strategy. It's a flaw on just the fact that, no one is 100% right ever. Like
Right.
ever. That's not a reality. You lose money in this game. You have to lose money. You cannot win always. It's just that's not how it works. So it's kind of
And I think that's where a lot of people get misled too with results bias, because if you make a decision or you see a certain thing and you act on it and you make money, that's reinforcing that behavior or that strategy or pattern that
correct.
you saw.
Correct.
But that doesn't always mean that was the right decision. And I think a lot of the time, it's confusing for a lot of newer traders, because if they make a decision and they make money, they think they did the right thing. But a lot of the times, it's like poker. Just because you play your hand a certain way, and if you lost money, you may have played the right hand. You may have played it right.
Correct.
But if
Correct.
you win money, it doesn't necessarily mean you made the right play.
And that's where
And
like all the back testing comes in as well to kind of
absolutely,
reassure yourself and reconfirm the fact that your process is right. You have to
yeah,
trust in your process.
I agree, man. I agree.
So, so the other thing that you kind of mentioned is like the stress and like you have like a family and stuff, like all that. Like, so for anyone that doesn't know, Nico's married and he has a kid. I'm 23, I'm single, no girlfriend, nothing like that. So we have two different worlds, but the thing that connects us is trading. So the thing that we were going to talk about is how to deal with family members and friends not understanding like what you do or how much you make or how much work it actually takes and how it would be if you like how hard it is even if you're putting in all that work and not making money. So how do you kind of like approach that?
Oh man, I mean, oh God, for me, trading has always been a very passionate thing for me, something I've been fully invested in with my time and energy, and family and friends around me have always known that. But for me, in my journey, I lost money for a really long time. I've been trading, somewhere around 11 years or something, and I lost money for maybe 8 or so of those 11 years. So I had
Uh-huh.
everyone around me, close and not, you know, just looking at me going, hey, how's trading and whatnot. But
They think you're
it's
crazy. They
yeah, they
think you're
think you're
crazy.
they really they really think you've
Like a
become a
degenerate
gambler.
gambler.
Exactly. Like
Exactly.
you're pressing buttons, you're consistently losing money. I mean, why are you still doing this after 8 years of losing money? Like,
Yeah.
what's the point? You're never gonna it's never gonna happen for you. This was just a pipe dream that never became.
Isn't
Um,
that crazy how people kind of essentially expect profits in, let's say, 6 months or like a year or
Oh,
in a
newer
year and a
traders,
half
absolutely.
or whatever it is?
Especially with all this propaganda, all this stuff spreading about all these trading from a beach from a mobile phone, and I'm going to Tahiti and I'm gonna, make.
Yeah, but
I mean,
the thing is, like, it's a reality check to have someone like you say that it took 8 years. You know how long 8 years is, dude? That's so long. Like,
so long.
that's like my brother, my youngest brother is 12 years old, and that's only 4 more years like older than that's crazy. It's crazy
Yeah,
because dude, the shit isn't easy. And I want people to stop thinking that it's easy. I want people to start realizing that if you want to make it in this game, if you want to have the big profits that you see everywhere else, dude, everything is possible. Everything is possible. Like it's you could have $10,000 days, you could have $100,000 days, but it's not going to happen in 1, 2, 5, 10 years. You have to be in the game for a long time, be consistently profitable for a long time, and then start scaling up your size slowly. And that's the thing that people don't understand. They think, oh, it's so easy. Buy the breakout, short the pump and dump. One, you buy the breakout, it's going to stuff in your face. Short the pump and dump, good luck finding a borrow. Like
yeah.
that's not how it works. Like it's not easy. Again, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But yeah, it's really important to kind of just keep grinding through it. Like, think about if you quit 40 years ago, how much different your life would be. Or like you said on the last podcast, like it was the best month you ever had, and it was right after you bought a house, which was obviously a big purchase that kind of screwed with your head.
Yeah,
And it
great
just
timing.
goes back to the fact that you just got to you have to be mentally sharp in this game. Mental capital is so important. Like
So important.
you
Under
can't be
talked
trading.
about, really.
Correct, exactly. Like you can't be trading if you had a fight with like your girlfriend, or you're having family issues, or you're hungover, or whatever other problems that you have. You can't be trading because you need a clear mind. You need a sharp mind to be successful. Because look, the people trading against you, 70% are the fucking robots that have no emotions at all. That's hard to beat. And the other 30% are people that want it more than you. So
Yeah.
you have to find a way to put in more work so that essentially you could beat those people. And that's what people don't really understand, I feel like.
I agree, and I definitely think that if you trade under suboptimal conditions, whether you've got things that are affecting your thoughts or your emotions, or you're just not in a good state of mind, that is essentially you handing your edge, if you have one, over to someone else, because you're giving someone else an edge. So the other
Yep.
person on the other side of your trade, they're now at a larger advantage than you are. Um,
Yep.
and I think we've all done that. I know I've traded in all kinds of suboptimal situations where I shouldn't have been. And now, with if you develop a form of patience and discipline, you don't always have to trade. I take pride on days where I didn't press a single button today because there wasn't a good setup for me. Nothing I wanted.
And
Nothing that
that's the
spoke to
thing
me.
that most people fail to realize as well is that, you know, you don't have to be trading every single day. You don't have to come every single day and try to find a setup, because the reason why you're trading is because you have an edge. If that edge doesn't present itself, how do you expect to make money? You can't be throwing darts and hoping that one of them sticks, because that's not the way this works.
It's true. It's true. But people do it over and over again. I know I did for years and years and years.
Yeah, and I did too. We're all guilty of it. And it takes us to kind of realize all these things to kind of start to fix them. So again, the reason why like we talk about this stuff is because this is the reality of trading. This is the part of trading that no one wants to ever hear, but is the most important that they need to hear, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah.
So again,
And I
it's
just want to point out, bro, like
yeah,
in my case, like the fact that I lost money for 8 years without giving up and all that stuff, that's fine. But I don't want newer traders to think that this is like an 8-year adventure for them
no,
too.
it's
Like
not. Everyone's different.
yeah, I put myself on some courses that I did not need to put myself on, and
Sure,
I was really good wasting a bunch of time. And if I
sure.
was to do it all over again, I'd like to think it wouldn't take me 8 years. But it doesn't mean it's got to take almost a decade for someone who's struggling. It can be a lot shorter than that. But the beauty of it is, it's up to them. It's up to you. It's up to how much
Exactly.
effort you want to put in, and making the right calls and decisions. And I don't just mean in the trades. I mean, developing your own thoughts and finding out who you are as a trader.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's exactly what it is. You get what you put in. The more work that you put in, the harder you work, the more you kind of backtest and just confirm everything and just kind of focus on finding like a niche, an edge, this and that. Like the faster you are bound, or the quicker you're bound to make money in this game. It's just that it's simple. Like that's the simple part. The harder you work, the easier it's going to be. And that's what people don't realize. They want the Lamborghini, they want the car, they want the whatever it is, but they don't realize that it's not going to happen overnight. They don't realize that it takes hard work. Another thing that I
Sure.
wanted to talk about is I posted a picture of me barbecuing steaks the other day on Twitter,
Yeah.
and someone tweeted me, and they're like, I've never seen someone grill so much steak in my life. Because every day, like on Instagram, um, or it feels like every day on Instagram, I barbecue. Like I do like a family
Do you?
barbecue, or yeah, I have like it on my Instagram story, but
Dude, I
I do
have
like a
got to
barbecue
create
like
an Instagram
steak
account
and
because I'm
like
missing all this stuff.
yeah, dude, get on Instagram, man. Get on Instagram. But yeah, so it feels like every other day I'm barbecuing because like the weather, like so it's not the weather's only nice in New Jersey for a couple months out of the year. So I want to capitalize on it as much as I can.
I
And that's
see.
barbecuing. So I barbecue like every other day, chicken, steak, potatoes, this and that. And I always post it on social media. And someone kind of tweeted at me the other day because I put it up again, and
Yeah.
they're like, let me find the exact tweet to kind of tell you the exact shit thing of it. So they said, um, I've never seen anyone have as many steaks and as many barbecues as you. I now know what real success looks like. So
Nice.
forget like the Lambos, the Rolexes and shit. Like, dude, like I could barbecue steak every single day, like 20 steaks if I wanted. And to me, that's success to me. Like that's
That
what
feels
matters to
good.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels good to like be the grill master or whatever. Like to
Sure.
me, like being able to just even like afford that much steaks or being able to do that is my freedom. It doesn't have to be the Rolex. It doesn't have to be the cars. It doesn't have to be what you see on social media. Even you spending more time with your kid is what freedom is to you. You
It's funny
know?
you say that because I was just gonna say, for me, it's time. Time for
Yeah.
me, time is the ultimate freedom. It's
Yeah.
doing, being in charge of your own time and not having someone else decide what you're gonna do with your time. That to me is pure freedom.
Yeah. It's a crazy world we live in because at the end of the day, we always mention it. You could be sitting in your underwear, clicking buttons and making, a car or a house in a day, but people don't
Or
realize
losing it.
yeah, or lose, yeah, most of the time you're losing it. If you have three, it's like the video I posted. If you have three screens, it means you could lose money three times faster.
Nice.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, like you get it, dude. That's the whole thing. Like you get like how it all works. Like it just,
One thing I want to add too is earlier you said, you want to work harder than the other person on the other side of your trade, or you
yeah,
just want to work harder in general than the people that you're at the table with. And
yeah,
I just want to point out, you want to work harder to make things simpler, to make them easier.
yeah,
I think a lot of the time for newer traders, what they're doing is they understand they need to work harder, but they end up working harder to make everything harder, Like some of these charts I've seen people post on Twitter, they'll have, maybe it works for them. I don't know. I just don't understand it, but they've got, 15 or 25 different indicators and all this stuff, and I'm
yeah,
just like, it's so
yeah.
complex, and I'm just like,
Like how do you
there's
see
so much.
shit?
How do you understand what's going on? There's just so much to be said for simplicity,
Yeah,
and that's the beautiful thing about trading is it can be as simple as you want it or as complex as you want it. I tend to prefer the simple side, but that's just beauty's in the eye of the beholder. It's all whatever you want to make it, and
yeah,
and
yeah. No, you're right, dude. You're right. That's just the truth. Like people always like message me and say like, "Oh, what indicators do you use?" or "What do you have on your chart?" or like, "What do you see that I don't see?" And I'm like, "Bro, I have candles, I have volume, and I have VWAP, and that's it.
yeah.
That's all I need to see whatever I need to see." Yeah, there's different indicators, there's a bunch of different shit that some people say work, but for me, this is what's been working. So why should I change what's been working?
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Candles, volume, and VWAP. Do you I just use 1 minute charts. I know some people are into like 2 or 3 or even 4 minute charts. Have you
Yeah, so I
dabbled in
use
any of
okay.
that?
Yeah, so I use the 1 minute chart for like executions mostly,
Okay.
but I have a 5 minute chart up as well. And I've kind of been messing around because I've been hearing from like a couple of people, just kind of been testing around to also have like an hourly chart up there as well, just to kind of have three
Like bigger
different time
picture.
frames.
Yeah.
Yeah, to have like three different time frames so that when they all kind of line up in the right way, it gives me more confidence to have more size and
Mm-hmm.
be more patient. Because if you're looking at a 1 minute chart, you're only seeing a little bit of the story. If you have, let's say, the 5 minute chart, or obviously I also use the daily chart when I'm right, like looking at everything, because the daily chart is my favorite chart right when I'm researching the play. So if I see a daily chart so let's walk into it, dude. Let's walk into like a typical trade or like a typical ticker that I see or is moving. So let's say
Before you
there's,
do, I just want to point out, I often, and I've been seeing this lately, is like on a 1 minute chart, I'll often get wicked out, or I'll make a
yeah,
decision based on some volatility on that 1 minute candle, or
yeah,
just before it completes, or too early before it completes that candle, and then afterwards I realize, oh, I just got suckered, and then I go, you know what? If I was using a 2 minute or a 3 minute chart, that might have not happened, and I'm starting to notice that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's true, dude. It's true because 1 minute is too short term. If you have like another 5 minute that's kind of still downtrending or whatever it is, like that's still confirmation that it's still going right.
Yeah.
So, for example, if I see a chart that's moving, the first thing I'll do, the absolute first thing I'll do is I'll look at the daily chart and I'll see what the daily chart is saying. If there's a lot of wicks, if
Sure.
it's on an uptrend, if it's on a 52-week high, yada, yada, yada. So let's say it's downtrending and there's a lot of bag holders and stuff like that. The next step is to kind of look into their filings, look at the float, see how the financials are, et cetera, et cetera. If that all lines up, next is to kind of go back to the daily chart, plot the support and resistance levels on the daily chart,
Pick
kind
your
of take note
spots.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, take note of that. And then those will be my entries in the morning. 1 minute chart is up with the 5 minute as well. And then essentially I execute based on my plan in the morning using the 1 minute chart. And then midday, if I'm still in the trade looking for a longer downtrend, I'd start looking more towards the 5 minute rather than the 1 minute because I'm looking more now at the overall trend rather than the like the quick trend or whatever it is on the 1 minute that you're seeing.
Short-term
So
trend. Sure.
yeah, the short term trend, exactly. So that's kind of the way that I play it. But lately, we've been having so many zombie stocks, and a zombie stock is a stock that looks dead in the morning and then midday comes back and breaks high of the day, or
Looks
just comes
dead and
back.
then finds its way to VWAP and on she
Exactly,
goes. Yeah.
exactly. And we've been lately, it seems like, in a zombie market where you nail the morning move, the stock fades off, and it just finds a way to zombie back. And I that's just too difficult for me, dude. I cannot trade that shit. So I eliminate it. I fucking eliminate it. I trade the
Yeah.
morning, make my money in the morning, and eliminate the urge to trade midday. And how do I do that? I walk away.
You go to the
I
butcher
walk away.
shop and you pick out your steaks
Yeah, I
for
go.
later.
I exactly buy some steaks and I start making steaks because it's better to be spending $50 on steak than losing $300 in a trade. You know?
Definitely. What kind of steaks do you like when you go?
Oh man, I'm okay. If I if I go out to a restaurant, I usually get a ribeye, extra seared, with like a side of like mashed potatoes or fries. But if I'm doing it at home, I like to get some filet. I like to get some
Yeah, nothing like a good
porterhouses.
fillet.
I still got to
What's the one where you tweet and I've seen you post some pictures and it's got like it looks like the femur of the cow. I mean, like what? It's got this giant bone sticking out of it.
that's probably that's probably like a bone-in ribeye.
Oh, that's a ribeye. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I do that too sometimes, but I love the way like the restaurants like sear it on the outside extra. Oh, it's delicious. But
Nice.
yeah, man, I love barbecuing. I love like making food. Like I love just like steak and chicken, dude. Those are my two favorite foods, and like potatoes. Like those, like I could live off that shit every single day.
Meat and
So
potatoes. Yeah.
yeah, so I just try to do like that's my freedom, dude. Fuck it, dude. I'm gonna make steak every day if I want. I don't give a shit. I'll deal with the repercussions later, which I know I'm gonna have a lot of repercussions, but
I gotta get you
YOLO.
into trying some sous vide.
Dude, we keep talking about this. I gotta like get a machine, or I gotta just go on Amazon and buy it.
You should. I'll tell you which one to get. There's a
Yeah,
couple of good
man.
ones. There's a couple of good ones, but
So
that
how do you essentially do that? Like, what is the process?
it's to start. It's in French. I think it's a French word, sous vide, and I think it means under vacuum, in vacuum
Uh,
or under vacuum. And basically, it's it's like sacrilege. When I first learned about it, I was like, you're gonna boil a steak, but I mean,
yeah.
you put a steak in like kind of like a Ziploc bag after you season it and prep it and whatever, and then you submerge it in water.
It
And
sounds so cool.
it's yeah, it sounds like you're ruining the steak. I mean, like why would you ever put steak in water like that? But it comes out phenomenally well cooked, evenly, and it's really tasty. I don't know if you'll enjoy doing cooking that way because if you enjoy, being a griller, you know, it, it's just different. It's just different because you might put it in the
Well, here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. The I guess the part of New Jersey that you don't really have there is that it gets cold, dude. It gets cold as shit for like 8 months out of
okay.
the year. So I can't even go outside. So maybe that would be like an amazing alternative to have like in the winter, you
Oh,
know?
you're gonna have steak all year round now.
Oh man, dude, I'm so screwed. I'm so screwed.
I think you'll love it. And I know you've had it before. I know you've eaten sous vide steak because when you go to a fancy restaurant and you cut into your steak that you ordered and you look at it and it's perfectly cooked from edge to edge, the same consistency, it's not, you don't see different colors of the cooking grade throughout, then you know it was sous vide.
Bro, it's like you're talking dirty to me right now. It's crazy.
You're gonna love it, man. It's phenomenal, and you can cook all kinds of stuff. Chicken, I don't know about. I've never done it, but some people say chicken comes out not too
chicken's
good in
fine,
sous
dude. I'd
vide.
rather have the steak. Yeah.
Yeah, but
What
any
else?
cuts,
What else?
fillets. I mean, you can sous vide a
Man.
fillet for 30 minutes, and it just comes out mouth-watering
As soon
perfection,
as we
man.
end this podcast, dude, you gotta like send me the link or tweet me the link or something like that. I just gotta buy the shit just so I have it. You know?
Perfect. Well, we're gonna send you through a crash course, and then on episode 3, you can report back to us and
Yeah,
let us
episode 3,
know.
I'll report back to everyone saying how you're a genius and how it's been like I've been naked for so long without this. What else, dude?
Awesome.
What else? Let's see. So the thing that we like to do on these podcasts, we don't like to keep it too long because for me, I listen to podcasts all the time and it's just draining to kind of sit there for 45 minutes or whatever, or like an hour and just listening. So we like to kind of keep it short. It's like 25 or like 35 minutes. So we're kind of close to ending, but
All right.
I was going
All
to
right.
say, yeah, I was going to say like a couple things that I guess we should end on is that
Cool.
one, I'm going to be at Vegas for Traders for a Cause.
Nice.
Me and Bao Modern Rock are going to do a Q&A session together,
Oh, great.
either on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
I did one last year and it was really fun. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It was
the
good.
Q&As, yeah, the Q&As where I like excel because I'd rather just answer questions, like specific questions, rather than just talk generalizations, you know?
And I encourage people, I'm still up in the air on whether I'm going to go. I think I want to. But I encourage people in the Q&As to, sometimes I mean, what a great opportunity to get some of these all-star, big hitting traders up there to do a Q&A. And they're fielding the audience for questions. And I don't know if people are timid or what, but no one's raising their hand. And it's like,
Yeah, I think people are nervous and I hope that to whoever goes like next year, you just bombard me with questions because look, man, I'm there to like have a good time, but also like help, right? So if you have something that's like kind of specific to your trading or something that's, don't tell me like your life story and you did this and that, but if you have something that's like specific to your trading and like how you think maybe I can help you improve, like that's like the opportunity to kind of capitalize on it because I'm gonna like it's not every day that you could kind of see me in person and talk to me in person, just hang out in person. So again, like Nico said, you should be taking advantage of all that.
yeah, like plan it, like go there with a list of
Yeah.
questions. I mean, why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, because all the traders there are successful traders that are making money. So, anything that they say is essentially going to help you, even if it's just one little thing. So that's that. I guess the last thing that we want to kind of end on, or that I kind of want to end on, is that,
Sure.
Bao kind of hinted it last week that big things are coming with me and him. We're kind of working on a secret project for everyone in the community.
Nice.
And I guess it's just time for everyone to get excited because it's coming soon. So
Great.
that's basically it. So that's going to be the end of the podcast. We have our links to our Twitter and our Instagram. Nico, if you ever make an Instagram, it's going to be there too. But, follow us there for more content. And,
I'm going to get on there, man. I want to see all the steak you're making.
Yeah, dude, get on there, man. Get on there. That's steak every day, man. If you like steak and if you like barbecuing, I'm the guy for you.
That's so funny. You said steak every day. When I met my wife, I met her online dating thing, and my profile name, she gives me shit for this today, but she's my profile name I made was ice cream every day. And I did that, but then now she goes, "You're bullshit, like you don't even eat ice cream every day." And I said, "Well, I got you, didn't I?"
She caught on.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I guess my name should be steak every day.
Dude, yeah, legitimately.
Oh man, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Great, man.
All right, dude. I guess that's gonna be the end of it. So let us know what you guys think, and we'll see you, I guess, next month for the next podcast.
Awesome. Cheers.
Awesome. See you guys. Bye.